Piece by piece the silence breaks, every bolt a beast awakes. Hands in steel, no turning back. I built the dark, painted black. Built in silence, forged in fear. Every piece brings darkness near. Engines whisper, then they roar. The streets won't sleep anymore. Steel and shadow locked in place, built for streets that never sleep. Shadows bend when wheels ignite. This machine was born for night. From scattered parts to something grand, the city fades, the lights grow dim. No hero calls, no warning sound, just the Tumbler Gotham bound.
Hello everyone, welcome. I am Horlixs and this is a new build. So Ian very kindly sent me, or I picked up, the Batman Tumbler build. So I'm going to be building this on my channel. It's not going to be a live stream. I'm going to do recorded videos for this one. So yeah, bear with me because it's been a long time since I've actually done a recorded video and done video editing and all that, because I normally just hit the live button, you know, with MCC UK and my other builds, but I feel like I want to do this one recorded because I can sort of do things as and when, you know, I've got a big stack of parts behind me and I need to get them down, so at least by doing recorded ones I can build as frequent as I want to, or as less frequent as I want to, but the aim is to try and get probably be one video out a week at the moment. It might go to two, see how ahead I get, but yeah, without further ado, let's go down and we'll start the Batman Tumbler. Okay, so I'm not going to go too much into this because this is obviously an older part work that most people have already completed. However, just a quick rundown of the model itself. So this is what we look like. It's got rear tyres with deep tread, turbine engines with sound effects. It's got gull-wing doors that open and close. It's got a cockpit with control panel, steering console and radar board, and it's got bodywork with stealth design. There's a few little bit of information about the articles in the mag, and obviously you've got the step-by-step instructions as per most part works, and then you also get some free gifts with this collection. Normally, yeah, free issue, binder, mug, a model and a keyring. So I've got what have I got in the box? There was the mug and the model itself, and then I've got about 5 or 6 binders that come with this all as well. So you must have opted for the binders. So yeah, looking forward to getting this started. It looks like a great model, although it does look tricky as well. I have bought the replacement switches for this model from Mike Lane. I thought that was a good idea because by all accounts the ones with the model aren't the best quality. So yeah, I've ordered, well, I've got them, and I've got all the replacement switches, so whenever there's a switch we need to put in, I will replace them with a new one. So without further ado, let's crack on with the build. I've already opened all the parts next to me to save the noise, because you know what these blister packs are like. And let's go for it. So the first thing we're going to do is have a look at these parts. So nicely presented. There's like a plaque here, which is a nice touch, and then we've got our parts in here. So we want the 2 fairings, 1J and 1K, and and 1J is the left, marked with the letter L. And they are in here, quite small parts. So that's the right one. And then hopefully this is the left. Okay. Then we've got these small cannons. So we've got 2 of those. So the first job is to insert one of the cannons into the fairing. And now this is shaped, and it is a push fit connection, just like that. Okie doke. And to the front hole for 1J, no glue is required. So it says to do it once, but I am going to do both of them. And that is our 2 fairings and cannons done. Okay, step 3, we want the main piece of the frame. And then we want the 2 curved panels, which are these parts here. And then it says, be careful to identify them correctly. 1L is the left, marked L. 1M is the right, marked R. So this one's marked right, this one's marked left. I'm going to keep these left and right. It's also marked on both sides. You've got an L in there. Take the small cannon 1L and the fairing 1J. Assembly completed in step 2, and attach it as indicated by the arrows. So we want to put this up this way. We're going to put that just like that, and then we're going to flip it over and we're going to put the left cannon in the 2 holes, the 2 pins in there. And it does say no glue is required. And then we have that looking like that. And we're going to do the same on the right side. So again, we'll pop that in from the other side. Oh, I can get that lined up properly. And then push the cannon in from the outside. Like so. And that's those 2 in place. Okay, I've just had a little bit of a jig about. So the next step is to turn this over, this assembly, and then we want this part here, which is 1N, and that is going to, there's some grooves either side that we've just fitted, and that's going to push down into those grooves like so. And then we're going to secure this with 2 CM screws on the front there. So let's get these screws out. And then that's going to be attached in there. So that is one in. And then I'll go in with the second one. And that stops the them wobbling about. So that's clever. I was wondering, ooh, they're going to be a bit loose. But that's secured in there nicely, and that's now secured those cannons into place. So that is it for step 6. We're then going to move on to step 7, and we're going to fit some windows, and we're going to take the left window and fix it on the left side. Yeah, and that's going to just be pushed in. It's a push fit. Just like that. That shows it correctly mounted. We're going to repeat the steps and fit the other window now. I'm trying not to get fingerprints. It's hard not to get fingerprints on the okay. This one's being a little bit stubborn. Come on. Okay, that's sort of in. This one doesn't want to hold in very well. Not like the other side did. Well, it's in there. I think we're going to have to just trust the process. It looks like there's going to be something going along here that hopefully may hold that in. And it does look like that actually looking ahead, so I'm not going to worry about that too much at the moment. So once that window's in, the next step is to apply 2 strips of double-sided tape just in between these holes on the bars. Just move them screws out of the way. It's a problem with me. I like things done, properly as it should. And when you come across things like that, but actually, yeah, as I say, looking ahead, there's going to be something holding them in place anyway. So I'm not too concerned yet. So I'm going to grab some of the sticky pads, which are very sticky. And they are going to go in between the holes, just like that. So that's one. And 2. Perfect. Okay. Next we are going to peel the top off of these. to expose the double-sidedness. And then we're going to take part 1F, which is the windscreen. Now, I'm not sure if there's a direction to this or not. I believe there is. I think it's this way. And then this is going to go, or is it this way? No, it's this way. That's going to be stuck on the top. And then all of those, hopefully those holes should align. I'm just going to use a bit of this foam, just so I don't get fingerprints on the glass. There we go. That is now in place. Okay. The next step is to take these parts here, which is 1B, and they are both the same. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some sticky in between the pegs. So that's one. Same on the other one. Just like so. And then we're going to pop these on to the windscreen. Hopefully, if I can peel that off, like so. I'm hoping that's one. That was a really nice fit, actually. Let's just hope the second one is kind to us. So that was a good old, they were lined up really well. Perfect. Okay, and then we have something that looks like that. Okay, next we're going to take the left flap, which is this part here, and then we want it in this orientation, and then we've got 3 pegs, 1, 2 and 3, and they're going to go in the 2 up there and then this bottom one here. Like so. It doesn't say anything about gluing these, but it's something I may do depending on how loose it is from the inside. And we're going to do exactly the same on this side, so I'm now hoping that this will hold that glass in a bit better. Yeah, I mean the pins are coming through on the inside, so I may add a little bit of glue or something just to make sure that that doesn't all come out, but that's how we're looking so far. Okay, next we're going to take the what do we want? The piston. We've got 2 of these, just going to check to see if there's any orientation on them. I don't think there are, no. So we're going to pop the piston in. Okay, and then we're going to go in this hole and this one with the black part facing upwards. So I'm just going to pop that in. Oh, come on. Right, that's the 1, 2, and I'm just going to carefully tease that in. 1 and 2. That's one side, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Just got to be really careful with these because these are quite fragile. 1. See, this whole thing wants to come off. It's very loose. I think it needs glue, which I shall do afterwards. Yeah, see. It's almost like it needs a little bit of, or might actually, what I could actually do is put a little bit of, I've got some double-sided 3M tape that I might put on the underside to keep that all in. And that's what we look like so far. And that is the end of issue 1 of the Tumbler. Okay, so we're now on to issue 2 of the Batman Tumbler. And so I will just skip through the mag, and it looks like we're going to be doing the front wheel and tyre. So we're going to be assembling one of the front wheels. So it does, the tread is different on this tyre. It's really heavy. But you have got a difference in the outer tread, so we need to make sure that this is in the correct orientation. So the first step is to get part 2B, which is this metal piece, and this is also really heavy. That's going to go in from that side with the wider bit, the tread, on the left. And then that's what we should look like. And then we're going to take this part, which is plastic, and we're going to line this up and put it in from the other side. I think that is about right. And then we're going to secure that in with 3 cm screws. Once that's lined up, it's like a triangle, but it's off-centered, so this will only fit together one way. And then we're going to use cm screws again to fix this into place. It's really hard to see because it's sort of black on black. So I've just started one off. 2. And 3. 1, 2, 3. That's nice and tight. That is what we have for issue 2, and we're also left with one of the washer and the cap, which I assume we will put in when we fit the wheel at a later stage. Okay, we're now on to issue 3, and these are the parts we have. So it looks like, right, so this is the front panel of the passenger compartment with windows and wipers. So we're going to be assembling this in this issue. So we want to take the 2 windows and be very careful to identify them correctly. 3B is one on the left marked with L, and 3C is the one on the right marked with the letter R. So this is R, and that one is marked L. So first thing we want to do is take the left window and this is going to go over here, and this is mounted by pressure only, so we're going to line up the window and then push that in just around so they fit snug in the pins like that. And then we're going to fit the other window in place. Start with the long edge there and then work round, hopefully. 1, 2, and there we go. And that is those in place. Bit of dust on there. Okay, so that is steps 1 through to 6. And then 7 just says attach the window by pushing the pins firmly, which we've done. And then we need to take the 2 wipers, left and right, and they have a really small, hopefully the camera will pick it up. We've got new equipment, there we go, that's the right wiper, and then this one should be L. Yep. So we're going to take the left wiper first, and that is going to go in this hole here. I'm just going to line that up, and then that gets pushed in and secured. Just like so. And then we are going to, that's steps 9 and 10, just to make sure that's pushed into place. Then I assume we're going to do the same on the other side. Yep. And that is the wipers in place. They're firm in there, so I don't need to do anything with that. And there we have issue 3. So that's it. That is tonight's effort. We've got issues 1 to 3 done under our belt. So we've got the front ends, we've got the passenger windscreen, and we've also got one of the front wheels, and that is really heavy for a model. So I can just tell already how heavy this model is going to be. I've seen the built ones, but until you actually feel the weight, it's you've got no judgment. So yeah, this is 1 to 3. So thank you so much for watching this video. As I say, let me move this out of the way so it's not so washed out. It's going to take me a few videos to get into the rhythm of doing a pre-record. As I say, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, because as I say, normally do lives. But I hope you enjoyed that, and it wasn't too painful to watch. But anyway, that's it for this video. Please remember to subscribe. It costs nothing and it really does help me out. You can click on that and it's, as I say, it's free of charge. You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. And also if you could leave me a like, that would be also fantastic. So until the next video, take care and see you soon.
Just the Tumbler, Gotham.